Hello and welcome. It is Sunday, it is afternoon, and I'm Morgan, and I'm coming to you live from RavenCon in Richmond, Virginia. The convention wrapped about an hour and a half ago, but instead of hitting the road, I decided it would be safer for everyone involved if I hung out with y'all here for our weekly productivity sprints. Right now with me, I have Coleman and Sako Tumi. Say hello to the nice people.
Hello to the nice people.
If you've been at RavenCon, you might know what I've been up to or watching my socials. I haven't done too many updates, but what have y'all been up to this week?
Oh my gosh. I meant to go to Richmond last night, but we had that weather, and I was not about to drive to Richmond in that weather. So I stayed home. Yeah. I'm sorry I didn't make it to RavenCon this year.
That's okay.
I've been doing PT, so I'm actually showing lots of progress. Yesterday, they had been having me do stairs one stair at a time.
Right.
Basically, always stepping down or stepping up with the same foot so that my weight is supported by the stronger leg.
Sure.
And yesterday, without thinking of it, I just went down the steps leg over leg. And I did it. It wasn't really a problem. So that's like a major step in recovery. And then
step in recovery?
Yes. and then last night I went and climbed the stairs leg over leg. And it's like that's the first time I've done that since the surgery. So,
that's so good.
I'm happy that I'm making good progress.
Yeah, I'm jealous. The stairs are a little steep here, and we all know I'm recently over 5 months of knee PT, and I don't live in a house with stairs. By last night, the stairs are a little steep here because it's an old building. It didn't hurt, but the muscles were wiggling. We're definitely straining to try and do the full step. So, but I didn't need my knee braces or anything. I used the rail when I needed to and didn't when I didn't. So yeah. But stairs without thinking about it is not where I am. Because I don't have them in my day to day, and I do have a tendency to not have my knees go directly over my toes because I used to do ballet, so my toes always point out if I'm not thinking about it consciously. And so, I'm not good at standing in one place. My weight's in the wrong spot. I can't stand properly without thinking about it. So
you spent your entire youth training to stand and move wrong.
Yes, but as an adult, I usually lock out one knee, stick out the hip, and lean on that side with the weight towards the heel, rather than having the knees slightly bent, rather than hyperextended, and the weight towards the toes. And but I'm getting there. I'm definitely getting there. I'm going to pop into the comments. Hello, we have Foggy Author here. Hello and welcome. Foggy said, you did a podcast with Moon. I mean, Sako and the Moon is
for like 2 years. For like 2 years now.
Maybe an episode or 3. Yeah.
And Foggy says hi to Doc. So
hey, hi, Doc.
And me. Hi. Moon is here. Speak of the devil.
Speak of the devil.
And Foggy says it sounds like I'm getting stronger. I'm working on it. I'm definitely trying to stay conscious about it. So I'm going to talk about my weekend because I was busy this weekend. I did a lot. So I'm down here in Richmond, Virginia, at RavenCon, which is lightly Poe-themed, but it's mostly speculative fiction with a little bit of emphasis on horror on occasion. And so I signed up for panels I didn't know I was signing up for, and there was a little bit of confusion here or there. On Friday, I came in and my first panel had been always on my schedule. I kicked off my weekend with when does science fiction stray into fantasy? And that was a 5 o'clock discussion. So after everybody got off work on Friday, and it was lovely. It was a great discussion. And then the day before, they'd sent out an email saying, "Hey, we had some people have to drop because of health or family issues or whatever. Can people fill in on these panels?" And I was like, "Ooh, are they really strange new worlds, or are we mining our past for nostalgia?" I thought that was a general sci-fi thing. I didn't realize it was specific to the Star Trek, referencing the show Strange New Worlds, which I've never seen. So I was right. Like if I'd been looking at the regular schedule when signing up for stuff, I would have seen the description. But when they were looking for last minute people, they just sent out the titles, and so I just didn't do my research. And so I show up and I'm talking to one of the other panelists before we get started, and they're the moderator, and they're like, "Hey, how about we switch? These are my moderator notes, and this way I can babble all I want about Star Trek." And it ended up being a really fun panel. And the audience enjoyed it. And one of the members of the audience was the person who had submitted the panel idea and was super excited about it. I was very pleased we took the panel in the direction they'd hoped for and didn't turn into like a ranty argument side conversation thing. So that worked out really well. The big craziness of my weekend was my reading that never happened. It was originally on the schedule for 11 on Saturday, and I get here and it's not listed on my schedule at all. So I go to the programming people to ask what happened, and while I'm standing there, I'm looking at the block schedule, and I see me scheduled for 9 a.m. on Saturday. And I'm like, "Well, which is it?" And they look at the schedule and they're like, "Okay, well, I see you're at 9 a.m. with John Hartness, but the 9 a.m. reading's been canceled because nobody wants to show up at 9 a.m. on a Saturday." So I was like, "Okay, then I don't need to do a reading." And they're like, No, we can fit you in." I'm like, "I don't have anything published, but sure, I can read."
Trust me, it doesn't have to be published for you to do a reading.
100%. I've done readings before, but it's really hard to strum up an audience unless you start bribing them with chocolate, is what I've learned. Chocolate does work, even at 2 o'clock on a Sunday.
So I need to start bringing chocolate to my readings. Okay.
Right. So I find out just before the 10 o'clock panel the night before that it's going to be at noon the next day. And so I had a workshop at 11. I was doing making rough draft shine. And I had like 17 people show up. It was great. It went really well. And so I'm scrambling to get all my equipment put together. And then I look and it's not listed on the schedule. And there are 2 reading rooms, one literally across the hall from me. So I stick my head in and I'm like, "Okay, you have 2 readers. I'll go upstairs to literally this room that I'm sitting in right now." But it's not on the schedule, so nobody showed up. There was nobody opposite me to like bring in a crowd either. So I sat and chatted with some other writers and people who were looking for quiet space. And then I ended up on a podcast because Geek Daily Radio, I think it was looking for a guest. And I know, oh, hi, Mark. And he was like, "Hey, you want to join us in 20 minutes? So I'm going to be on a
Geek Radio Daily.
Right. I'm going to be on episode 361.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm not sure exactly how. I know it's daily, but I don't know what the lag time on their.
So you got to meet Billy and Flintstress and the gang.
Okay. I did. It was a lot of fun. And then I got to be on public speaking for creatives, and we got to talk a lot about that, and that was good.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. It was a really good panel. Hi. And today I did my romance panel for adults because I'd aged up from when I did the middle school panel. And then my final panel was Building the Temple, Believable Religion and Speculative Fiction. And there were 2 other panelists, and I think it went really well. And we had a really good discussion. And we had like 7 people at 2 o'clock on a Sunday. So I'll take it. This convention is very Saturday heavy. Friday is usually pretty light, and Sundays are usually pretty light. So I think we did really well. Oh, hey, hi, Sean. Sean's like Geek Radio Daily. Yes, thank you. I thought I had it mostly right. So yeah, was that with Chet? Oh, and Sarah's here. Hello and welcome. Foggy says it sounds like a panelist who's gone where no panelist has gone before. So, but lots of great conversations. I got to meet a lot of really fun people and hang out and geek all over them about writing. And, I get
I know
excited.
that's one of your favorite things to do.
I get excited. Words come out.
Yeah.
I got invited to the RavenCon this year, and I ended up having to bail because of knee surgery.
Yeah.
And but I got to see some of the panel suggestions.
Sure.
And some of them definitely looked like they were some really good panel topics.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Except they were stealing ideas.
They were. Oh, that was one I attended. I'll talk about it next break. But
Okay.
I see Moon is chanting justice for Baba. There was a monster matchup panel I attended, and I was giving him the play-by-play, and the Baba Duke made it to the semifinals. So
yeah, nice.
I'm sorry, queer icon, the Baba Duke made it to the semifinals. Apparently Netflix put him on the recommended movies for Pride one year. And so the queer community has dubbed Baba Duke honorarily bi, because you can't prove it either way. So his full title is Queer Icon, the Baba Duke. So gotta
for the last 5 years.
Yeah, I think it's something like that. So
yeah. I keep seeing pictures of the Babadook and Rainbow.
Like his little top hat. Oh, goodness. So, well, Catechus will be getting his gushy food when I get home, but that won't be until a couple hours after the stream. So we are at 4:45. What do y'all say about doing our first sprint?
Yeah, sounds good.
So, folks in the audience, if you're going to be doing something during this productivity sprint, tell us what it is so Morgan can add it to the list.
Yeah. Right now, let me make sure my list is properly updated. I'm working on editing my space fantasy. Sako, are you working on your Substack per usual?
Yep, as per usual.
Doc said he was going to be doing PT for his knees again.
Yep. So it needs to go down to 0 of 3 right now.
Yeah. Fix that. There we go.
But, yeah, I did a session earlier. I'm actually going to attempt to do the full 5 sessions today.
Yeah, like a boss
to do that, but they changed up the schedule on me. They keep doing that every few days, so I take this as a sign that I'm doing well.
They're making you do more work and more work.
Yeah, they're making me do more active pedaling. So,
like a boss, when you keep meeting expectations, they keep
meeting the expectations. They raise them. Yeah.
Right. So, Foggy is writing their schedule for their book launch tomorrow. Tell us about the book. That sounds super exciting. I'm very excited.
That is super, super exciting. And also, how did you wait until now to schedule your book launch?
Oh, goodness.
The classic timing was to do a book launch on Tuesdays.
Traditional publishing books are released on Tuesday. I learned that when I worked at Borders.
I don't want to get lost in that.
Yeah.
You don't want to get lost in the shuffle? Yeah.
I don't. Yeah. I'd much rather do it on the weekend.
Sure. I hear you. Okay, well, let's go ahead and get started. I'll add people as you go, but it is Sunday, it is afternoon, and for a lot of people, Sunday afternoon is a time to relax and recharge for the week. So just because we're trying to be productive doesn't mean you have to be. There is no obligation. There is no judgment. Do what you feel like doing. If you want to read, if you want to snack, I will check that off. I think you just saw me delete from last week. Doc was chilling. Doc got a check off for chilling.
I was.
Somebody else took a nap. You know, there is no judgment here. This is judgment-free zone. We might give you a hard time if you like soft cookies instead of hard cookies. I like mine crispy, but it's
You leave my cookies alone.
the only judgment is in fun, and I'll eat the crispy cookies for you. So
I will eat them both. So
You're cookie dexterous.
I'm cookie dexterous.
Hard cookies in the left hand, soft cookies in the right hand.
Indeed.
nice.
Indeed.
Foggy says the book for the launch is book 2 in the Time Traveler trilogy, the 3 T's. The book launch is live on YouTube tomorrow, so they're just making sure they have enough to fill the 3-hour slot. Okay. So it's scheduled and you've got an outline. You just want to be a little more solid and prepared. I get that.
Okay.
I may have come up with the list of questions for the writing romance, or sorry, the religion in speculative fiction panel that was at 2 o'clock today, 5 minutes before, while sitting outside the room waiting for the previous panel to clear.
Yeah.
So like I had the thoughts in my head, but that way they weren't going to evaporate when there's an audience in my face. So
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
That's one of the panels that I wish I could have been there for.
Well, I can talk to you about it anytime you want.
Yeah.
So, okay, well, let's go ahead and start on our first sprint in 3, 2, 1. Boom, chakalaka laka. And we're back. How was your sprint?
I mainlined some popcorn and smoked half a cigarette and got some water and started my Substack about productivity guilt.
What is productivity guilt? I have never been guilty of that one, at least not in the last 7 minutes.
You've never been guilty of being productive?
So, no, guilty of being guilty about not being productive. So, how about yours?
I did my session on the treadmill. Actually went pretty well.
Nice.
And actually, while I was there, realizing that it was basically just pedaling, 2 minutes of passive pedaling and then 13 minutes of active pedaling. I picked up my phone and started messaging a friend who has worked with the Maine Coon breeder that we're wanting to
And
kittens from, and talk to her because last week we sent a message off to the breeder and we haven't heard anything back. And it's like, this is weird that we're hearing nothing. And then she tells me, oh, that's because the breeder just had a baby. And it's like, okay, that makes a certain amount of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear that. I got through about 6 pages. Some of them were where I left off last time, but it's been a week. And I've done a lot of things since last Sunday.
Yeah.
I also popped next door to where they were finishing packing up the green room and got a couple bottles of water that
Nice.
I've been shoving in my face. And I had 3 different people stick their heads in to make sure the room was clear and that they hadn't left any of their equipment in here. But this is a reading room, so the amount of prep they have to do in here is non-existent.
Yeah.
So that's why I figured they wouldn't mind me squatting in here, and it worked last year. So they were like, "Oh, hi, good to see you. You're good, okay." And they're like, "I'm so sorry," and I'm like, "I'm on mute. You're good. You're good. So yeah. Let me pop into the comments. Paget is here. Hello and welcome, Sako and crew.
Yay! Good to see you.
Right? Give me 2 seconds. I'm trying to do this. Okay. Sorry. I was trying to get rid of the ad at the bottom, but like my laptop monitor isn't as tall as my normal screen. So it was longer than the height of my window. And so to get to the ad at the bottom, I had to shorten it.
Yeah.
Because when I tried to move it slightly above, because I only needed like that much more space, it's like, let me auto align to the top of the screen. I'm like, that's why I specifically didn't do that. So Paget says, I love a stream that has productivity in quote marks, up my alley. I mean, it's Sunday. Sunday afternoon is a very relaxing time for a lot of people. Just because it is a good time for me personally, that I'm usually free and available and can consistently show up, does not mean anyone else has to like live on my schedule. So, and Paget is trying to edit, but more like editing with air quotes here. Just is lurking, JST 1138. I'm going to call you Just unless you'd rather me call you something else. So lurkers are welcome. Paget said, yeah, I'll either lurk or get chatty. I do not know which. Brain is kind of everywhere today, which, I mean...
we're kind of there. We kind of get it.
Yep. Oh, Foggy finished getting their schedule together for the launch tomorrow. That's awesome. And they're ready. Nice. Just is resting and having dinner in the oven. What's for dinner? Nice. Oh, wait, I can do graphics too.
Yay!
There we go. Oh, Josh. Okay, sure. I'm trying to stay awake. I look very lively, don't I? very lively. All the live.
All the live.
This is not pre-recorded. This is all the live. All the live you get.
Ooh, Josh has cottage pie. Why don't I have cottage pie? For those who don't know, cottage pie is very similar to shepherd's pie, only it typically uses beef instead of lamb. It is not shepherd's pie if there is no lamb, because there's no or sheep mutton, because you need an animal that shepherds take care of in order to be a shepherd pie. So
Yeah.
Josh said we can't have the cottage pie because we're not there. I mean, I'm not stopping you from bringing it to me. I mean, no, enjoy. It sounds delicious.
Yeah.
So, Moon is curious about attending this stolen panel. I'm confused. Stolen panel? Is this a stolen panel?
What?
I lost track of what panel was stolen.
The
Moon's
Oh! I didn't make it to the wrestling one. But I was going to talk about the wrestling matchup of monsters. Did I go over it, or did I threaten to?
You threatened.
I just threatened. Okay. So people in the audience threw out suggestions. The audience or the panelists debated it, and then the audience voted with show of hands. So our initial round was the Invisible Man versus Mr. Hyde from Dr. Jekyll and.
As in who would win?
Yeah. We had to define the environment so that it would be consistent, and we decided it was the Lucador Arena with an audience consisting of fans like us.
My gut is saying that Mr. Hyde, being somewhat more of a feral person, probably has a good sense of smell and would be able to find the Invisible Man and defeat him rather quickly. But it might be an interesting match to watch, or to watch half of.
There was a fair amount of debate, but they both have anger management issues. They both have impulse control issues. And while Mr. Hyde starts off with a weapon and clothing, and the Invisible Man maybe not so much, Hyde can't see him coming and might not even get that first blow in. And as soon as the Invisible Man gets his weapon, it's all over. So
I see.
Next up was queer icon the Babadook versus Wolfman.
Babadook,
hands down. There was. I mean, he's not even solid all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
And he plays on emotions. It's a very psychological horror, and I don't think that Wolfman really has strong defenses against psychological attacks.
Exactly.
So next up was Gritty, the Philadelphia Hockey Flyers team mascot, versus Frankenstein's monster.
Which mascot?
Gritty. It's orange.
It's basically orange, fuzzy, big eyes.
Okay.
Very, very big googly eyes. And the Guardian described it as something about an acid trip.
Oh.
Yeah, that's one way of describing the expression on Gritty's face.
Yeah. So I think we did believe that Gritty is looking for a fight, will pick a fight with anyone because Philly, and also will cheat any way he can, while Frankenstein's monster has some anger management issues and a lot of strength, doesn't necessarily have that inner anger and competitive spirit that Gritty does.
Frankenstein's monster just just wants to be accepted.
Exactly.
He just wants a friend.
And I can see Gritty like doing that and comforting him, and them going off as friends instead of one beating the other.
I could see their battle being more Gritty body checking him into the wall than ripping off his skate and undoing the stitches with the knives on his feet, you know. So and then of course the final was the Toxic Avenger versus Dracula, which really boiled down to, Dracula can't really bite him. And while he could call in his brides or whatever, the final killing blow in this one was that the Toxic Avenger pees acid.
Okay.
So
Things
that
I
was
did not know about the Toxic Avenger.
Me neither. So that was round one. And when we got into the semifinals, it was the Babadook versus the Invisible Man, and yet again the Babadook wins because psychological horror, and the Invisible Man is maybe not the most mentally stable individual out there.
No.
And Gritty totally beat Toxie because he would fight dirty and grab some bleach and chuck it at him.
Yeah.
And bleach is apparently one of his weaknesses, to which I argued that bleach is, a weakness of most humans. Too.
Most humans. Yeah.
Yeah. But then in the final round, the person who'd been arguing so passionately for the Babadook has decided that Gritty is her boyfriend. And one of the other panelists was from Philly, and the other one had just moved to Philly. And then they started trash talking the Babadook, saying stuff like he kills puppies and talking about all of Gritty's charity work and stuff for the hockey team. And totally emotionally played the audience and got them to go in for Gritty, when clearly the obvious answer is queer icon the Babadook, because A, not solid, B, you cannot kill the concept of grief. You have to learn to live with it. Anyway, it was stolen, and
Oh, what a disappointing ending. Oh.
It was a very disappointing ending. I was very disappointed. Josh says that Angus, his puppy, would kill him again if he left again this weekend. Fair enough. Yeah. Moon said, if Grimace and Fry Guy had a baby, that's Gritty.
Yeah, yeah, but I never knew his name was Gritty.
Yeah. So I mean, at least Gritty isn't from Pittsburgh. Like, that's the only thing he really has going for him. So Foggy wants to be Frankenstein's monster's friend and thinks we all can. Perhaps the nicest thing we can do is start with our newfound friendship is to give the monster a name, like Dave or Jenny or something, anything. Maybe a nickname like Patch.
Patch is actually a good nickname.
Yeah.
Patch is a very cute nickname.
Although might actually be a little bit too on the nose to be accepted, but hey.
I don't know if there's stitches on the nose or not. I didn't check.
That's like my friend Willie, who goes, he's got a club foot, so he is the potato foot.
Oh.
That's his...
Josh suggests that Frankenstein's monster may have been referred to as Adam in the book.
That actually sounds correct.
Yeah, because it's a first man, of the new type or whatever. So that feels like it could have been canon. So and Josh would like us all to know that Grimace and Fry Guy's baby is clearly bright orange in this instance.
And that's why it's Gritty. Yes.
Yeah. So, well, the timer went off, and I think it's time for another sprint. What do y'all say?
Yes.
Okay.
Please.
If you're working on something, put it in the chat below, and I can go ahead and add it to the to-do list. But do not feel obligated. Oh! Foggy finished. So Foggy, watch. 1, 2, 3. Ding. There you go. It got checked off. I enjoy doing that. Oh! I am a little mean. I'm sorry. Foggy pointed out that on the nose was yeah.
Yeah.
That's my humor. I like wordplay.
On and off the nose, depending on.
Right. So, okay, we're going to go ahead and get started in 3, 2, 1. Boom.
Chakalaka.
Chakalaka. I might run out to my car for snacks. And we're back. How was your sprint?
Pretty good. Halfway through my Substack.
Nice.
It's going to be kind of long.
Oh no! How many dances did you do this week?
None.
Oh, that was last week?
That was last week, yeah.
Okay, sorry, time blurs.
Yeah, Facebook is evil and shows you that Sako post about going off to dance tonight 3 days later. So
yeah.
Yep.
So Doc?
But I got my ride done.
Nice.
I had the opportunity to take a pit stop before we came back, and see, it's already been marked off for me, so I'm not complaining.
It automatically increments when you have the numbers. It just doesn't check off.
Okay.
And I ran out to my car, and I got my snacks, my sprint snack of the day, which is Cheez-It Grooves. Not hashtag not sponsored.
I've never heard of Cheez-It Grooves.
So it's like Cheez-Its, but they're thinner and they're kind of
groovy,
ridged. Yeah.
So
they're ridged for her enjoyment. No.
My only problem is they're.
We're not that kind of stream, Doc.
I was just gonna say that, like,
snacking enjoyment. So
the cracker gets like a little. It gets stuck to like my palate and stuff like that as it turns into like a paste. So it's delicious, but I'm also like. So yeah, and I had to wander over to Twitch because somebody was trying to sell me best viewers. So
yeah, I noticed that.
Oh yeah,
they've been reported as spam, and the account has existed for 1 hour. So
I've actually been getting a lot of that lately on not advertising viewers, but on Meetup. I've been getting, because I run a monthly writers group. I get.
When is it? Is it second Sundays online at like 1 p.m.?
2:30 actually.
2:30. Okay.
Yep. It's 2:30 to between 4 and 4:15, because then we have to get a lunch so we can do this. But I've been getting a bunch of messages on Meetup lately saying, "Oh, your event is not being shown to people because your profile is incomplete. Go to this link to complete your profile." And it's like, it's complete and total spam. People trying to steal my identity and impersonating Meetup, and it's like, I've reported like 5 of those things, and today I actually got a couple messages while I was asleep, and fortunately Meetup had already killed that account by the time I woke up.
Yay, that's good.
It's ridiculous.
Some spammer recently got my primary email, and I had like 5 or 6 emails this morning that were just, I'm like, report a spam. I try not to report a spam or just delete newsletters that I happen to unsubscribed from, because it's not their fault.
It's not their fault. I at least open the email and scroll to the bottom and maybe comment.
I highlight, mark as read, and then move on with my life, unless it's Sako's Substack email. And then I have to read it, because otherwise, like, I might make a reference to something that's no longer valid, and Sako will call me out on it in front of all of you.
It's like, how else did you know what was going on in Sako's life?
I mean, also, career. I read it so I can find out what's going on with Sako and how things are going. Not because I'm afraid of the shame spiral.
Oh, okay.
Shame
spiral. That's a term I'm stealing for this Substack.
Have it. So, okay, popping into the comments. Nicole is here. Hello, Nicole.
Hey,
Nicole is here on her phone because the tablet keeps saying playback error on the YouTubes for no reason.
You could try the Twitch. But hey.
Yeah. Josh looked up the official Phillies intro of Gritty. They're the mascot for the hockey team. And I believe it points out that Gritty is an ancient chaos being. Quote unquote, he claims that he's been around for a lot longer than we know, and recent construction at the Wells Fargo Center disturbed his secret hideout, forcing him to show his face publicly for the first time. And he learned he liked hockey and the violence, etc., etc. And, he's the spirit of Philly. So, they have to grease the lampposts after big sporting events to keep people from climbing them.
Yeah.
So Paget was laughing. Foggy had an unintentional nap, but it's late. It's 11 o'clock where Foggy is. And obviously with the book launch, busy tomorrow. So yeah, if you need to go to bed, thank you for joining us. And I'm super excited and hope the launch goes well.
Yep.
So thank you for hanging out.
Yeah. Josh has found that the Aldi brand of unaffiliated, not Cheez-Its, that is trademarked, not trademarked. The cheese crackers are very good. So nice. Paget says, I know there's just so many emails constantly filling the box, and I don't want to unsub and discourage cool people, even if I only read 1 out of 20. I had to sign up for like 75 romance author newsletters to get their bonus stories. And only about 5 of them have regular short stories included. And so I have added all of those email addresses to a filter that marks them all as read so they don't get marked as spam. Because if too many emails get deleted and not opened, they go in the spam. And move to a folder just in case they do have a bonus story that I need to look up later. So they just go to a folder called newsletters and get chunked in there.
Right.
And there's and I still am getting, 10, 20 emails a day. And I hate email with a fiery, burning passion that like no one can understand. I wish I could have them in like an RSS feed because I'm old school, y'all. Old school. So, we were happy to have you, and we're here every week. Foggy is taking off, and peace out.
All right. Later, Foggy.
Peace out.
So we've got 2 minutes till the next sprint. What do you say about a quick stretch break?
Okay.
Not a bad idea.
I have been on my feet way too much this weekend. Oh. So I was going through the vendor room and they had free badge ribbons. And one of them I took, but I didn't deploy it yet. I put it in the back of my badge. And then at midnight on Friday night, so just before we flipped over to Saturday, I deployed it. And so these are badge ribbons. They have little sticky tabs on the top and you put them at the underside of your badge. Anyway, I deployed this one.
My feet hurt. And I'm being very brave about it.
Oh, no. Moon's sending me an email. No. Like, if you look at my blog or my vlog, I've got a thing of I started an author newsletter because my dad can't remember that my website is Morgan Hazelwood. And at the time I was updating every single Thursday morning at 11. And for some reason that was beyond him. So I created an email newsletter, which is the roundup of the weekly blog posts that automatically get sent. If I post something, if I don't post something, you don't get anything. Because my dad could not be bothered to check my website on the same day at the same time every week. He just couldn't remember that. I love you, Dad. Yeah. But you're the reason I have an email newsletter. I don't know. My mom said she occasionally checks in for a little bit. So, and he comments about it, but I don't know if he actually watches or just has opinions.
He definitely has opinions.
He does. I love my dad.
But yeah, I had to do something similar for Discord servers.
Yeah.
Just once you start meeting people. It's like, everyone join my Discord server. It's like, okay, this is just way too much. I can't keep up with this. So.
I have 37 of them. I have 2 folders of them that I just mark as red all the time unless an event is coming up. I have 1 folder that I keep up with like 7 different servers, and I have 1 folder that if I have time I will keep up with. Otherwise, I will right click on the like 6 servers in the folder and mark all of them as red.
Yep. It's like my opinion is like I don't have enough followers to be worth creating a Discord server.
Yeah.
Because that's more work to me, and if people aren't actually talking to me, it's kind of not worth it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna set the timer for 20 minutes since we only have 24 minutes left in the stream because we're at that time. And let's go ahead and get started on that final sprint. So counting down in 3, 2, 1, boom. Someday that'll get old. And we're back. How was your sprint?
Oh, I finished the 7 ways to tell that you are suffering from productivity guilt, and then I have a couple more things I want to say.
Okay. So you're getting there. I think Doc is still working out.
Probably.
Yeah, I see him in the mirror, but not on the screen. So
Yeah.
Hi. But last sprint I finished the chapter I was in the middle of editing, and I moved on to the next chapter, and I realized my timeline is messed up because it's going to take several weeks for them going against the Aether Stream to get to the station they're aimed at, unless they're getting to a smaller station and then they're going to transfer to the bigger station, maybe is what we need to do. I don't know. I don't think so. So I need a better transition. And what is my red panda detective who is an accidental stowaway on somebody else's ship with a coworker who is like they made a shelter for them in the cargo hold, and they don't really have a lot of supplies for them. What are they going to be doing for 2 weeks?
Banging.
Yeah, he just completely offended her. He thought, she was working with him for like a short 6-month stint or something like that. And his parents have told him that his species, mate for life. But what your parents tell you and what society tells you are two different things. And he wasn't really raised in his society. He was raised on a ship with mostly humans. So maybe his parents want that to be true, and it's not. And she hit on him and they kissed, and then he's like, oh wait, we're working together, and is like, maybe not right now. And she was very offended. So things are really awkward right now, and so I'm not really sure what they're gonna do, because the humans are like, y'all are stowaways, but you said your cousin can pay us when we drop you off at that station, space station, so stay out of the way. But our recordings, our cams, caught you being dumped into our cargo hold unconscious. So, we're not going to blame you for it as stowaways. We're not going to space you, especially since we know who you work for and we know they have the money to pay for us to transport you. So that's where we are right now. And I don't know what they're going to do for 2 weeks other than nap and like be really upset that, gravity is not happening right now. He gets really space sick. So
Yeah.
But that's not going to last for 2 weeks. It's going to be the first couple days. So I don't know what he's doing for the other week and a half, other than awkwardly avoiding her.
Yeah,
as one does.
Yeah. So how was your sprint?
So I finished my run on the treadmill. So of course, because you shortened the time for this last run.
Oh no!
This is the one where it aired off at the beginning of the run.
No.
I'm adjusting my pedals and I had to start over.
Of course,
it took longer.
Humbug.
It's the thing has got like 6 different settings for your pedals, which depends on how much it bends your knee. And right at the beginning, it says, let's adjust the pedals. Except if you go to the 6th setting, it errors off immediately. And every now and then, it just like, you're adjusting pedals. I'm just going to throw an error, and we're going to start this all over again.
That's so frustrating.
Yes. Especially when you're under a time crunch. But
sorry.
I finished it. I can check that off.
Yay!
I have done 4 out of my 5 sessions for the day, and my butt hurts a little bit.
I hear you. Yeah. So I was telling Sako how much I got through my space fantasy before you came, and then I realized my red panda detective and his coworker are currently stuck in the cargo hold for 2 weeks, and not 2 days. and they need something to do after he gets over his space sickness and after having offended her when she hit on him,
Yeah.
and he's like, now we're working.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they're in a cargo hold.
Yes, they
And
found them and found that they were stowaways, and then realized that they probably didn't do it on purpose because their unconscious bodies were dumped there, but they didn't get a good look at who did that.
right. And so I heard the part about, they're not going to be spaced because they're not going to be held responsible, and they are employed by people who have the ability to pay for their passage.
Exactly.
But they don't have birth, and they're stuck in a cargo hold for 2 weeks.
And she's kind of mad at him right now.
And she's mad at him because that's a cultural conflict. But they're in a cargo hold that is presumably not empty, and they're investigators.
They are not going to break open other people's stuff.
But there's a lot you can find out about people and cargo without opening it.
I guess. Maybe we'll do that.
It's just a thought.
Yeah.
Either that or they actually work out their issues, but that's just...
They will, but not yet.
Just too soon.
Just too soon.
Too soon. But like he's got effectively a smartwatch, but she doesn't. So she doesn't have any access to her accounts. And right now he's using his burner one rather than his logged in one. So he doesn't have access to his actual money, which is why they have to wait till they get to the port to pay for anything.
So is the crew actually going to feed them?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Room and board is going to be covered. So, but yeah, basically they set up a small crate for them because they are red panda detectives. They're like maybe 3 feet high.
They're small in size, but
yeah,
that puts them in unfortunately close quarters with each other.
Yeah, it really does. So I need to make it a little tense and frustrating, and I write too much smoothing over things because I like people to get along. I like to get along with people.
Cozy things.
It is a cozy space fantasy. It's not,
exactly.
Other thought is they could try to make their parole with the ship and work some for their passage.
Oh, maybe they could. I do know on the way back to the casino ship that they're traveling with the medic and the gambler human who is going to teach them how to gamble and also make them watch the Red Panda Detective Kids show from start to finish.
Whether they want to or not.
Whether they want to or not. So we can't do that now because we're going to be doing that in about 12 chapters. So I will think on it. I will let it percolate. So let me pop into the comments. I asked if Boom Chakalaka was getting old just as we went to Sprint, and Moon says Boom Chakalaka never gets old. And Successor or Jasmine, love the stream and it was hoping to catch us next time. So yeah, every Sunday from 4:30 to 6:30 Eastern time here in the States. So, okay, well, let's tell people who we are, where they can find us, and I will do the thing in which I pack up and head home. And do you know what I'm going to do about 10 minutes after I get home?
Feed Catechus.
The most important thing any kitty mama can do on Gushy Food Day.
Give Catechus gushy food. Yep.
Give Catechus this gushy food. So who wants to go first and tell us who you are and where they can find us and all this fun, happy stuff?
I guess I'll go first. Howdy, folks. I'm Sako Tumi. I write horror under the name Voit. You can find me on the interwebs as Psycho Sako or Sako Tumi or Voit. And you'll find all my stuff. I'm an artist and a ballet dancer and a musician and I wear a lot of hats. So you'll see a lot of different stuff that I do. But drop a
Sure.
line sometime. I would love to hear from you.
Nice.
And I am Doc Coleman. I write steampunk comedy adventure. And if you want to find out more about me and my writing, you can, of course, watch this stream. But you can also go to your favorite search engine and search for Doc Coleman Steampunk. If you don't put steampunk on there, you find a lot about the gunfight at the OK Corral that was written by some guy named Coleman. But if you want to find out about me, you got to put steampunk on there. That'll help you find my website at doccoleman.com. It'll also help you find my Amazon author page where you can see samples of all my writing. And on Friday nights, I play video games on Twitch. And you can come and watch me then and laugh at how poorly I play the games or give me suggestions or things I should do. And that's on Twitch. I'm Doc Coleman there too. So, and all of my socials should be at my link tree, which should be in the show notes.
Nice. Okay, and I am your host, Morgan Hazelwood. I am a blogger, vlogger, and podcaster of writing tips from the pros from conventions like here in RavenCon, and of course my own writerly musings. It's mostly been on hiatus for the last 3 years, but I have 10 years of weekly content out there, and this week I actually put out a post. It was a convention tips panel, a convention tips roundup of everything from how to pack, how to get the most out of the convention, and if you're a panelist, how to prepare. So check that out. It's at morganhazelwood.com. You can find me everywhere as Morgan Hazelwood except Twitter. Or you could check out my Redbubble shop where I have stuff like this and this. Woo.
Oh, horde.
And, you know, I made this design for my mom because she does World of Warcraft and she's a retired librarian.
Yep.
So, and I have my ADHD stickers. And that's on my Redbubble shop, and you can find everything if you go to linktree.com/Morgan Hazelwood. All my links are there. Or just Google me, you know. So have a wonderful rest of your week. Rest up, hydrate, and I will catch y'all later.
Let's say.
And then